Spotlight on Frazee is sponsored by these community-minded businesses and organizations. United Community Bank, an independent family-owned and operated bank committed to empowering customers to achieve their financial goals. Member FDIC. Frazee Family Foods, what a hometown grocery store should be. Friendly staff, family-owned, and a wide variety of groceries to fulfill your needs.
Welcome to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ludke, and I have with me today Steph Hogan. Hi, Steph.
Hi.
And Steph is with the North Country Trail Association's local chapter of the Laurentian Lakes, and she is our secretary. And we've got a big event coming up, don't we, Steph?
Yes. Coming this 13th of January is the annual Trails Day celebration out at Maple Log. And it's a fun day. And it starts with snowshoeing and cross-country skiing. And then there's a silent auction with all kinds of goodies. And then we have a dinner and a speaker. And the speaker is going to be Lowell Deeds. And he is going to talk on the watersheds in Becker County.
Now, how long have you been a member with the North Country?
I've been a member for 3 years, and I started 3 years ago when they did the 165-mile challenge from Highway 34 over to Reamer, and was one of the 4 who completed it at that time.
That's quite an accomplishment, you know, and you were telling me before the program that you're originally from Michigan.
Yes, and I have had a chance to hike with North Country Trail people in Michigan, Lower and Upper Peninsula.
And that's quite an accomplishment too, you know. Now, with our Trail Day celebration here, you know, we also have our annual meeting.
Yes, we do have the annual meeting, and they have election of new officers. But the meeting does not take it's not a long, boring, drawn-out meeting. It's fairly short when it comes to the business meeting. The food is always good, and Maple Log is a really exciting place to come visit.
Well, I agree with you on that. You know, we've had some very interesting times there, you know, and some interesting weather. We've gone everywhere from having no snow to having ice and to having so much snow we could hardly cross-country ski in it.
Yep. And there's always, it's kind of fun because very often there's a bunch of kids around there working on their cross-country skiing. So it's a fun place.
Now, and what does it cost to come for Winter Trails Day?
It costs $20 for the dinner alone, but if you're going to participate in the snowshoeing or the cross-country skiing, it's $25 for the day. And it starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon if you're going to do the cross-country skiing and snowshoeing. And you can get snowshoes and skis out there. They do have them to rent.
Yeah, and we meet in the lobby there and get together at that point. And the other thing is, now we also have memberships. You can come and join us, you know, and actually join the organization. And how much are our memberships a year? 45?
I think that's what they are now, yes.
And, you know, we would love to have you come out. This is an exciting time, and if you've never been to Maple Log, it's quite a facility.
And you don't have to be a member to come, and you can bring a friend. So it's always nice if you kind of would like to get involved and you don't want to go alone, bring a friend and see if you can get them interested too.
Well, I think that's a great idea because it's a fun time. It really is. And it's one of our bigger outings of the winter. So I appreciate you being on the program, Steph. And we're going to be right back with Steph talking about some of the other things that the North Country Trail does, right?
Yep.
Okay. We'll see you in a second.
Spotlight on Frazee is sponsored by these community-minded businesses and organizations. The City of Frazee and Frazee Event Center, featuring a 5,000 square foot room, a built-in stage, and a full-service bar, perfect for a multitude of events. Call or click to book your event. Frazee Community Club, people and business coming together to make the community fun, friendly, and thriving. Become a member and help support your community. Frazee Vergas Forum, locally owned and operated, bringing you news for the Lakes area in print or online. Subscribe today. FrazeeForum.com.
Welcome back to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm Hank Ludke, and I'm still here with Steph Hogan from the North Country Trail Association's local chapter of the Laurentian Lakes. And how did you get involved with the North Country Trail?
I had a friend who had seen an article in the paper about the 165 challenge, and she was talking about it, and I said, well, I won't do all of them, but I'll do some of them with you. Well, actually, I ended up finishing and she did not. But it ended up we had a group that all could meet locally, and so we have continued to hike together. And it made all the difference because we could carpool, we could just all form a group and go. And that made it a social thing with new friends, and it just made it so much easier.
Well, and I think, it's much better to be out there with somebody than by yourself.
Yeah, and the nice thing if you form a group is then if you go on a hike, you can take 2 cars, or so you don't have to worry about, am I going to have to repeat this and come back? Because then you will have a car on each end of the hike.
Well, and it's nice that most of the area is set up where you can do that, so that you don't end up having to go 20 miles.
Yes. 20 miles is a little much.
And so you've got the schedule for this year, and actually you were telling me Winter Trails Day is not our first event, but we have one coming up on the 1st.
Yes, on the 1st in Itasca, there is the snowshoe hike, and it's on January 1st. So you can start off bright and early in the new year. After that, they're doing something a little different because they have in the past couple of years all been in our chapter area, but they're going to do some visitation with some of the other chapters, like a North Dakota hike and a Maplewood hike, and so it would be kind of different, a new experience for people. But we're going to have carpooling, so that will be easy to do.
Well, it'd be nice to meet some of these people from other areas. And then with our Winter Trails Day, I know one thing we forgot to mention was we need to RSVP by the 3rd.
Yep, by the January 3rd, you need to RSVP.
And how do we do that?
You can do it online, or there's a phone number that you can do it online, the North Country Trails.
I think it's...
Oh, okay. You can email it to llc@northcountrytrail.org, and you would be giving it to the chapter president.
Yeah, and that's great. I'm sorry I didn't mention that in the last segment here. But we do basically have something every month.
Every month, and actually they're going to do a history hike in Frazee during Turkey Days, which will be a new event and kind of fun to be able to get some history of Frazee.
Yeah, since, we had one of the largest lumber mills in North America here at one point.
Yep.
And some of the other interesting things we've got going are...
We have the new section of the North Country Trail that goes from Highway 34 south, and it's about 1.5 miles, I think, of finished trail. But the fun thing about that segment is we have stiles, and for people who don't know about stiles, they're kind of a little stairway over a fence, so you climb up and you climb down, which is kind of fun.
So you'd be out there with the cows.
I guess at certain times you would be out there with the cows. But you find that in North Dakota, if you hike in North Dakota, you go out there with the cows too. So.
Well, and in Becker County here, we have such a diversity of the areas that we hike too.
Well, one of the nice things that I found when I did the 165 was you don't appreciate the difference in the landscape as you go across the state of Minnesota. I mean, it's unbelievable. You go from flat to higher hills and such.
Well, Steph, I appreciate you coming into town and being on the program on this wintry day. And Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
And with that, Merry Christmas to you out there. And remember, Pet the dog, hug the kids, kiss the wife, and wave at the neighbor. Maybe the next person you wave at is a member of the North Country Trail Association and going to get you out there hiking through the woods. And we'll see you next year on Spotlight on Frazee.